Hello! Hopefully things are working. I did a small little test stream there, so fingers crossed we have sound. We're going to be testing a new deck against the Mudman in a best of three. Hopefully one best of three, maybe two. We'll see, and then we'll have a look at the deck. I'm going to very quickly bring the deck up on screen. There will be a link to the deck list in this video if this is the deck I end up playing. We'll hopefully update it as it goes. This is a Nicol Bolas deck. I found myself a bit trapped in Brawl League being aggressive and aggressively focused. I play a lot with Jake, and we both kind of have a very firm belief that if the card costs more than 4 mana and it doesn't win you the game, you shouldn't play it. So I'm going to play something a bit greedier. Hopefully it kind of frees my head up towards the fact that, not all win conditions are bad. And we're going to give this a go. So we're going to play against one man who's a good player, and we're going to have some fun today. That is the hope. That is the hope. And we're playing against Rafine. So I'm going to ask him right now if this is Yo-Yo's Rafine list or if it is a more traditional Rafine list. The reason I'm asking this, Yo-Yo is famously a really good player on the server. They typically play control. From my experience, they're currently brewing a fantastic Rafine list, a very meta-calling Rafine list that is essentially blue-white control with Rafine and some creatures. So obviously very different to the typical Rafine list. So it's been taking the tournament by storm. He's absolutely wiping the floor with last season and is probably on set to win last season entirely with the list. So our mulligans are going to be slightly different. And with that in mind, we're going to keep going. So this hand has Command Tower, which makes it inclined to keep it. We have... What's the difference? Perfect. We just talked about the difference. So, watch the video, Mudman. You will find out. We don't have anything for Brain Surge. We have Cut Down. We're keeping this. We're keeping this. Esper Sentinel. And it's a fantastic cut down target. So this is interesting. I talk about this a lot, or have talked about this a lot. Like, do you cut down the Esper and give him a card? Because we have Memory Lapse, right? I think we're going to pass here anyway. We don't do it turn one. We're playing into a deck that potentially has counter spells. But if on the play here, I would be far more inclined to cut down the Esper Sentinel and give the card to him, because having the 2 mana for Memory Lapse is far more useful, and Memory Lapse is going to give him that card anyway. So it's always something to consider. Like obviously giving the card to the Esper Sentinel is not an ideal situation, but when your curve is set out and you know what you're going to play mana-wise for the several turns and they are spells, if you don't give him one card now, you're going to be in a situation where you don't have the mana for the cut down, and you're going to give him more cards. Or you're going to delay your game plan and put him so far ahead of you that he doesn't matter if he has an extra card in hand or not. And this is Rafine, and Rafine comes down. We have a fantastic cut down target, and we can pay. We're going to give him a card, unfortunately, which is very funny. Well, hopefully he connives the Esper Sentinel to make it a 2 mana creature, because I'm not going to pay that anyway. So, yeah, that is best case scenario for us. So we're going to pay this 2 or fewer. We're going to cut down the Rafine. I'm going to pay the ward cost and not pay for Esper Sentinel. So ward auto pay, please. You get a card. Whereas I would have, like, if he tossed a land, Mockingbird and Esper Sentinel would have been more value for him. Conti. Okay. Okay. Mana-wise, Command Terror fixes our mana for everything. If I play Stormcoast, I would love to Brain Search with this fetch. So we just play Haunted Ridge. Okay, that solves our problems. Okay. So, do we Liliana? Liliana saves us 2 life, draws a card, draws him a card. This is the issue it comes down to, like, with Esper Sentinel being extremely good. We are inclined to just play the Lily and give him are you going to give him another card? We can't avoid this. Esper Sentinel is even good outside of 4-player formats. It's extremely good 1-drop. It's White's second best 1-drop. Somewhere between Ocelot Pride and Guide of Souls, Esper Sentinel just slots in there. This is my first time seeing the new Gonti. It's interesting. Takes Grim Tutor. I don't know if I would have taken the Tutor. I feel like I would have taken my Brain Surge with the Fetch in hand. But we'll see. Okay. And Lily is 3 mana. 3 mana, gain 3 life, kill a creature. We're pretty happy with that. So we're gonna play Scalding Tarn. We're gonna leave up Memory Lapse, and we're gonna leave up Brain Surge, and we're gonna leave up the Strix. And I can do some fun things with Brain Surge in that I can Brain Surge if I'm not willing to Memory Lapse the Rafine. And he might even play Cavern Assault, so I can't Memory Lapse the Rafine. I can Brain Surge to make the cards on top of my library cards I don't care if he draws. Yeah, so this is exactly what I was talking about. Put 2 cards in my library. This is what I want to draw. I'm going to give him a land. We're giving him 2 lands. We're just giving him 2 lands. Yeah. We're just giving him 2 lands. He's tossing lands as it is. So he already has land drops. That says to me. So I'm just in a position where I need to give him lands. And I keep 1 land for myself. I'd rather him have a Wooded Foothills in his deck than if I'm bolting the Confident, I'm taking the 2 because I need him to take these lands. Blue-black Surveil. I don't think I'm bolting the Bob. If I'm bolting Bob, I bolt him now. Like, because I'm playing Bolas next turn. What if I just commit to Bolas because I don't have any plays? And bolt the Bob this turn. Which means we're shocking in more black mana, black-blue. Well, we can, yeah, we have to bolt it in. Well, we don't, we can just take, if we just need black mana, we can just take, yeah, we're getting black mana from this. Black. Great, okay. Okay, I'm an idiot, that's, yeah. And this is the unfamiliarity with the deck coming into play, right? Where we end up in this position of just stupid shenanigans where I'm not used to the mana. Black, black, black. I obviously needed a red source there to use the lightning bolt, which is why I shocked myself. So we're gonna commit to this because it's 7 mana with memory lapse, and I'm dead before 7 mana. So we're just gonna commit to this, and if he has a counter spell, then we're gonna concede. Okay, he does not. Okay, perfect. So bolting the confident. This is going to cost. I don't think it's going to cost me the game because I don't think the game was in a winning position anyway. We're going to destroy the Gonti and move on with our life. I would have saved far more health. The idea of shocking myself to kill the confident was that confident's going to draw my card and hit me for 2 anyway. Now he gets to hit me with Rafine, so it's it is what it is. This is why we're practicing, guys. This is our first game ever with the deck, so there's going to be silly little mistakes like that, especially when I'm commentating, so we'll see how it goes. Thankfully, I don't think it's going to matter too much in this game. It's going to get run over pretty fast. We're going to make a little joke about not the foothills. You know, you got to get every little joke in there. And then we're going to push Rafine, and we're going to try to get the push through. Yeah, so you got to make the jokes while you can. So we're going to we're going to push Rafine. We need to crack the fetch to get a permanent out of the field so we can push the Rafine. And we need 2 mana up for memory lapse and 1 mana for the ward cost. So 1 and 1 and 2. And so I think we can take a Surveil land here. What would I like to put back in my hand with a... I love to put like the Lorien or the thing back in my hand with a Mystic Sanctuary and draw that next turn. It's way too greedy. We're just gonna take a serious move on with our life. I shouldn't be thinking too much about the small decisions right now, currently in this best of 3, because I need to think more about the grand scheme of playing the deck. Nope. Okay. Okay, sorry, that's really bad of me. This is the problem with starting commentary is I'm looking at the plays. I should be talking about what's going on in my head as opposed to just looking at the sequence of plays. So the turn played out kind of like I hoped, and we're still going to die. There's not a whole lot I can do about that, but sure, this is life. So how greedy can I be here? We've cracked this for a swamp. Go to 6. Play Nicol Bolas. Play Nicol Bolas and then minusing it leads to a position where he has to, if he plays Rafine 4-7, 4-7, 8, plays Rafine, and has to hit the bolus with the plus creature. And I think in the long run that saves us more life. So let's do that. And this is against counter. It gets countered. It's fine. You cannot spell quite. Okay, that's GG. Okay, so, and this is, so his list very much an older Fiend list, super popular for many seasons in the Brawl League. Played, which is very tempo focused on creatures. So, I liked it. I liked it. First time seeing it. So this being a best of 3, I'm going to win the coin flip. We're going to go first. I'm just going to tell him that I couldn't pay the ward cost, but okay, so in this hand is almost certainly mulligan. This needs to keep 3 lands. It's a greedy deck. You need to keep 3 lands in your mulligan. So anything without 3 lands is almost certainly a toss. And we move on with our life. So 1, 2, 3. There we go. We have a Signet. We have a Baleful Strix. We have a Drowning Lock. So Drowning Lock is not good early. Useless. Sorin's Ransom, my favorite card. Really fucking love it. It's one of the reasons we're playing this deck. Not good early. I'd be very keen to throw this away. I need to look on my side monitor here just to see where are we in the list in terms of removal and things like that. We have 2 board wipes in the deck, Toxic Deluge and Damnation. We have several target removal early game spells. Creature wise, Baleful Strix being one of the only things we can play on 2. You have 4 creatures, all of them are 2 mana. I'm going to keep this. I'm going first. This is a proactive play on turn 1. We're going to go this into Signet, into hopefully getting the bolus down on. I don't have faith in this hand, but I don't want to mulligan further because I don't think the hand is going to get too much better. I think this looks like an average hand for the deck, for what we're trying to do against this. Because we don't need the hand hate against Rafine. We're going to play Foothills turn 1 and we're going to crack it for a fetch. We don't need a hand hate against Rafine, so we'll be looking specifically for Lightning Bolt. Cut down, push. Dig. Well, I think we have about 8 or 10 hits. But 4 creatures. We have one of our 4 playable creatures. I don't know, it seems okay. We'll see. He has a creature. And it's a Pride. Okay. And this is the issue. Okay, we might just get run over here. I was hoping was going first might lead us to a situation where we could maybe play more proactively. I have a Verge that requires an island or a swamp, and I have a Mana Confluence, and I'm going to have an Arcane Signet, so I think we can ignore Xander's Lounge this game and just get Surveilled. What Surveil would I like? Something with red. Despite the no red cards in my hand. We Treasure Cruise, we can, lovely card, we cannot afford to play it. We might be house smelling Ravine this game. Baleful Strix looks like it's a great draw. Looks like it's a great play. But it's not going to be. Doesn't block Ocelot at all. Yeah, doesn't block Ocelot at all. I think we can just end there. He does have one thing in graveyard. Oh, okay, hold on. He has one thing in graveyard. Perfect. Okay, well. Okay. We're just going to do this. And we're going to do this because the Rafine deck does run counter spells. So it looks silly using an instant speed attack on something, but he does have 2 mana counter spells in his deck, and he will not play anything until after he attacks. So I'd rather just not run into anything else. Interesting to see what he takes here. I would take the Signet every time, but we'll see what Mudman picks. He might be considering the Baleful Strix. If he takes Signet, I'm playing Sauron's Ransom next turn. If he doesn't take Signet, I'm playing something else. He takes the House Meld. Oh, that is a man who's scared. I don't think I can. I wouldn't be worrying about House Meld, dude. But yeah. So we have an option here. I'm gonna play Mana Confluence and play Signet and play this, or no, we don't have an option here. I was just saying we're delaying Bolas a turn by doing this. By not playing the top land here, I'm playing the Baleful Strix. We delay Bolas a turn. Bolas comes down next turn into a Rafine and a Bat. We kind of paid the ward cost to heal the Rafine with the Bolas. We kill the Bat for a House Meld, and then we House Meld the Rafine and win. That seems like a better line. I play the top land now, play the Signet. The Signet's happening anyway. Play the Signet now, play the top land. Next turn we play Bolas. We hit the Bat for House Melds. Bolas dies to Rafine, then we play House Meld with the ward cost. We draw land. Playing Mana Confluence now, playing Baleful Strix requires us to draw 1 on top land. So I'd rather just play the safer play than getting Baleful down against the Bat. Obviously that's reliant on what he plays, but that's where my head is at with how we're going to try and see if that line works. Talk through that line, and we'll see where we end up. So he's thinking now. So what happened is exactly what happened. That's always nice when what you hoped would happen happens. Mana Confluence, Bolas. We took our time on the last turn to not take our time on this turn. This turn we're doing exactly what we planned on doing. And I'm sure he's thinking the same thing. Like, you know, I took my time last turn and then I didn't take my time this turn. He's like, oh. Played into what the man was doing. So surveilling away things, moving away things. So I don't know his list exactly, but we know he's running Spell Queller, which stops House Meld temporarily. He's almost certainly running Memory Lapse. Oh yeah, well that knocks off Spell Queller. So we're looking at Memory Lapse. And that's it. Tail's End only hits legendary spells. So, Memory Lapse. You're not going to run counter spell because it's double blue. So it's just Memory Lapse. We'll see. Dismembering his own Rafine. I love it. I love that. I was like, what's his plan? That's his plan. So, yeah. So we're frog gaming now, I guess. 3, 6. So land gets us Bolas, and we're hitting frog with Bolas. And we're moving on, our lives. I draw it, and I need to eat my words then. I think we're still doing that play though. We have like double draws in our hand. We can play this game for long. We just need to be alive. So, oh, I can't remember this interaction with Urbog. I'm actually gonna ask my man. Hey, Shocklands and Urbog. I should know this, but I don't play Urbog in my aggressive lists, so. doesn't know. Okay, shock lands on Airbuck. I'm gonna pay the life, so we'll figure it out. We could. I think if I wasn't streaming, I'd be more inclined to just test it. And we're gonna hit the frog. Not that we have a choice, but I think I would hit the frog here every time anyway. And then we're just gonna try to live the Rafine. We're just gonna play Baleful Strix finally. And then we're going to have like a lot of draws to see what we might draw out of in the deck. Bolas remains an answer. I'm actually quite hopeful with how this game turned out. Dismembering was fantastic play by him, by the way. Housemeld would have won me the game on the spot with the interaction of how Housemeld works, if anyone's not familiar. He doesn't get a chance to respond once Housemeld resolves. So the commander doesn't go back to the command zone. Due to how the layers work on the wording of the spell or the interaction, so you steal their commander forever. He won't be running enchantment removal on the deck, so that'll be the end of the game. So we're going to be playing Baleful Strix here because it does block on the board right now, and we're going to protect it with Counterspell. That's the Counterspell I was talking about. Okay. We don't have a 1-drop in the deck. That's actually something worth considering. Putting a Goyfin, Nether Goyfin. Fragment Reality is running every white deck in the league. Mainly because Chromox exists. And things like that, so... Okay, we get a land at least. Makes me more inclined to ransom over stock up. It's like ransoming right now. 3, 6, 7, 8. Ransoming right now puts him in an awkward spot that if he gives me lands, whereas stock up I'm going to pick a land no matter what. So, but I want to play this. I think we're going to stock up. I would rather look for a designated answer to this board and win. So. 3, 6, 7, 8, right? Okay. Return creature from graveyard, draw cards, gain 5 life. What creature am I getting back? I'm getting back no creatures right now. Oh, it's actually not that good against him because he's not going to discard any cards. Okay, we take Frog and we take Over the Throat then. And then we still look to draw. If I don't draw a land, we still have the interaction because the Bolas doesn't kill Rafine if I draw a land. So I'd have to take a land here and then draw a land. So we're just going to take Over the Throat, I think. That's disappointing. We could go for the Throat and Cruel Ultimatum. 5, 7, 9... No, this is still better too. Okay. He should connive Guide here. We'll see if he does. Yeah, cool. Yeah, so we'll see what he draws. Obviously, you're getting three draws a turn. You're not getting any card advantage, but you're getting to look at 3 cards every turn and pick the best of the 3. If he throws the Reanimate, I think reanimating a Psychic Frog would win him the game on the spot. I'd be very keen to talk to him about that at the end of the game. I'm going to... Which would incline Counterspell. I'm still... I'm going to play Frog. And then I don't think I'm in a rush. Both these are instant speed, so I'm just going to chill. I can't play my Planeswalker this turn, so I'm not incentivized to do anything here. I can make this frog block the feed. Skyclave had to be what he kept, and has Sandy play that instantly, so we're going to start on the Skyclave. We don't need lands. Lands, you're thinking when lands win us the game, we don't need lands. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9 is 9 for Bolas. He's thinking I need 10 to kill Rafine, but I can kill Rafine this turn. So also lands. Okay, that makes me feel better. Yeah. This is the reason I waited. I know waiting this way gives him waiting this way gives him an extra chance at looking at a card, but also doesn't put the connive trigger on the Guided Souls. Was my thought process. I guess anything doesn't put the that was just a mistake then. Okay. Wash away. You got me. Got me. Ransom hitting 4 lands is a bit rough, but he's going to toss both these cards though, so that'll be nice.
Will resonate throughout the multiverse. I am Death's master.
So, we're just trying to live. We're trying to live, and we're really sad about the fact that we don't have Stern Scolding up, but hopefully you can draw land. Not drawing a land here would be excellent for us.
Wipe your bloodline from existence.
Excellent for us. Excellent. Oh, that tap still. Okay, that's GG. I can't keep the issue with GG is because yeah, it's just that's just game. We're gonna seek something, I guess. I decided I'd test for science to see if that'll work. We're gonna keep burrowing down this hole, and we do not get there. GG. Say Okay, so we're gonna get another best of 3 in. Happy days. So we're gonna start talking again, and we'll see. We'll see who's playing. We'll see who's playing with queue up. And we're playing a best of 3 with this bonus list, and we'll see how it goes. We lost our first best of 3. Game 1 we got ran over. Game 2 went roughly how we hoped it would go, and we still lost. But we were playing against an aggressive deck, so that's fine. And we're playing against Brawl. Oh, fantastic. Okay. This game might go a bit better. So, Brawl is like obviously is a combo deck. So we're going to see how this goes. So I'm trying to think about Ral from a perspective of what is Ral playing, and can we keep this hand? The deck requires you to keep 3 lands in the mulligan. It's a greedy list we're playing. We're playing Grixis Control after all, essentially. But with Cut Down and Dark Ritual in hand, and a Lorien, this is one of those situations where you could keep a 2-land hand. You have perhaps to turn to play that draws a card. This is going to cycle, and we have a face. So I'm going to keep this, and we're going to keep this mainly for science, so that in future when I'm talking about it, I know. Having not got the reps in with the deck, we're going to keep this for science. We have a proactive turn 2, but we're going to play a surveil on turn 1. We're going to surveil away anything that's not a land. And then we're going to play Strix on turn 2. And then we're going to think about potentially investing this Dark Ritual in our Bolas at any point. And this Lorien Reel is being cycled for an island almost 100%. We just, unfortunately, if we had not a surveil land, this would be cycled to turn 1, but we don't, so we'll see how we go. Yeah, so this is where we're at. Just gonna have a quick check on Discord to see if anyone else is on or how about other games of people. I think we're all right for the moment. And yeah, so we're gonna see how this goes. And I'm just gonna quickly ask him if he's there, if it's my. Obviously not my internet, I'm streaming. There we go. So surveil turn 1 was the game plan. That is not a land. Does draw us a card, but it's not a land. So bye bye. Remand would be actually quite a strong card against Ral, but we took the 2-land hand. We're committing to anything that's not a land is what's happening. So we're doing this, and we're playing a Baleful Strix, and we need to draw that 3rd land. Not a land. So we have a turn 3 play in Deduce Lorien Revealed, so this is something at least. So we're going to cycle this on main phase for a land. And we're going to get an untapped land so that we can hold up Deduce and Memory Lapse. So we need a Watery Grave. I know we need a Steam Vents because we have no red. We have no red playable cards. We do eventually need red, so let's get our Steam Vents now. We could invest in Liliana. We do need to consider that rather than deducing, we could invest a Dark Ritual right now into Liliana. However, he does play Counter Magic in the Ral deck. It's a combo deck, he plays Counter Magic. And I need to draw my lands, so I need to. This Deduce is very relevant to casting, so that is fantastic. We are going to not Memory Lapse that. We could. because it is a good memory lapse target, but I need these lands, and I need these lands badly. If he counters my Deduce, I'm going to be really upset. So we're going to let him draw, and we're going to draw. This is the game plan. Seek New Knowledge is card equal. So okay, deck. Okay. You're gonna pass. We still don't want to play Liliana into a potential counterspell, and like that, we missed our land drop. I could have main phased this clue. Could have main phased the clue for a land. I don't know if that's correct. It probably is, but if I don't draw the land, the fail case of that scenario is too rough for me. I think because I leave up no counter magic to any interaction on his part. So, oh, thank God. Okay, right. So we're gonna have to fight over this rel. Let's move through attacks. So his rel is gonna come down. We're gonna have a strict serenade, and we're gonna have a memory lapse for it. Strict serenade. He's gonna have rel without counter magic, so we could invest in the Lily now without Dark Ritual, and then we still have strict serenade up, and he's incentivized to play the rel. I actually like that play. So this play basically means that we're gonna shock ourselves for Lily. We're gonna play this Lily, and we're gonna take some counter magic from his hand, Spell Pierce being the worst one. We're gonna make a fun little play here. The reason we're making this play is because our Planeswalker is a non-creature, so if he uses a negate or anything on this Dark Ritual, it's going to hit Bolas anyway. So, okay, we'll change the equation, won't. Okay, so he got a perfect value from his conditional spells, so that's it. And then I didn't have Strict Serenade up for Lily, but he fears me, so that's fine. Thank you. So we're going to keep going. I'm not going to play my Bolas into his open mana without leaving Strict Serenade up. That's where my headspace is at. It's worth pointing out if I'd Dark Ritual the Liliana out last turn, which I was considering, I would have had the mana to then memory lapse the change of equation, which would have been like amazing play. But here we are, and we are going to memory lapse this deluge 100% of the time. We still have a counterspell for his commander, and now we also know, like, you know that he has the deluge. It makes the deluge less good. Okay. That is not a land. We are being very unlucky. And this is why you keep 3 lands, guys. This game is why you keep 3 lands. A large part of my plays this game have been reliant on playing lands. And we're going to pass again, and he's going to Memory Deluge, and on his Memory Deluge we're going to Brain Search. And we'll see where we're at. Okay. I'm going to throw back things you don't care about. Cut Down is going back. And I think this Verge is going back. Teacher time I would like to keep the collapse. I would like to keep all of this stuff. So I think if the Verge is going back, we're going to keep. I'm going to draw the Verge. I'm happy to draw the Verge, and we're going to throw away this Cut Down forever, essentially. we're gonna dig on his. Oh, yeah, well, yeah, we can dig on his thing and not care about the verge being drawn. That's fine. We can dig on his end step potentially. And he's playing the draw go game against me, so I'm gonna dig on his end step. I know I'm shuffling the cut. This also shuffles away the cut down. I don't have to look through it, right? But this makes him spend mana on his turn, which I'm more than happy to have him do. More than happy to have him do. I would like to Snapcaster Memory Lapse or Remand. I would like Remand to stay in and the Brain Surge. Yeah. There's a Snapcaster in this deck, so I'm assuming this doesn't resolve, but I don't want it to resolve. Don't really care too much about it. It's shuffling away my cut down, which I don't care about, and it's making spawn on his turn, which makes it more likely that I get to do things on my turn. So deducing is great. If he's gonna do this, this is fantastic because he had mana up for Memory Delusion. There we go. So he lost the flip on Avert Polarity, which is fantastic for us. I would not have invested in Avert Polarity there if I was him, because inverting one of my win cons would have just won us the game. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Okay. Oh, he did win? He won it, did he? Oh, okay. Okay, he won it. Okay, so I don't have a creature in there currently. Let's attack. Okay, he won it. Okay, he won the coin flip, so he was resolving my dig for me. Okay, that will explain it. So he won the coin flip. So that is extremely good for him, but we will endeavour to move on. Good man. Okay, so the plan is attack with tricks. Okay, so the new plan is to just play our bolas. Play our bolas. Playing bolas this turn, leaving up Strict Serenade for his commander is the game plan. And when his commander resolves, we have quite a bit of removal ready and waiting for it. The Rel's -3 is not relevant to us in this matchup, which is fantastic for us and not good for him. So we'll see how it goes. Rel is going to plus and draw him a card and instantly die. So what his plan is to save Rel and a counter spell to resolve Rel. And then he'll draw a card and then we'll kill it, essentially. And we'll do that process twice. So that is our game plan against that. So given that that's how we're going to play it, we're just going to play Bolas this turn. And if he counters it, he counters another counter out of his hand. He's drawn quite a few cards. We can't stop that. We used his conditional removal. Spell Burst being funny, and the Spell Burst would have this is essentially a no Bolas spell for us to look at. So that being gone is nice. A little bit miffed. He got to change the equation, but we'll see. Housemeld being very good against him. Like us, he's in red blue, so he's not running any enchantment removal either, except for possibly a bounce. That would bounce it back to owner's hand. So, but if it goes back to his hand, it stays perpetually an enchantment. So we'll see. We will see. And then we just gotta kill time. So we're like I don't know, the deck is interesting. I'm playing a lot of Tesa, I play a lot of stuff, aggressively orientated game plans in League at the moment. So I'm trying to reset my head a little bit and play something a bit greedier. This might be too greedy. We'll see as we go. But that's kind of where my head is at with it. We're going to play something a bit greedier and have a bit of fun. And then see where we're at. In my mind, I think we need to run one more board wipe. Typically these decks would have ran something like Beseech the Mayor, which would enable you to seek a board wipe, like seek your deluge, and that was because Beseech also found Ring. Obviously with Ring gone now, out of the format, you're more inclined to not play Beseech. So I think running one more board wipe would be good for the aggressive decks in the league. And then possibly almost removing the red spells would be good. I think we've done most of that already. So we'll see how we go. We've cut down a lot of the fat that's normally present in these lists. Cruel Ultimatum is obviously like very greedy, right? And this is why I'm thinking about talking about this at the moment. But it's a fun enough win condition over the 7 mana Nicol Bolas, which is probably should be traditionally in this deck. In that it wins a lot more games when it resolves than the higher Planeswalker creature does. It's a lot harder for decks that aren't blue to deal with Cruel Ultimatum. Whereas, removing a Planeswalker for most decks that aren't blue is very easy. So that's the thought process behind that include. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I would like to add a 1 mana creature though. I'd like to add a 1 mana creature. And the toss-up is between... Traditionally you would think Ragavan, but we've done a pretty good job of cutting all the red out of these decks. So I would have to look at the mana base to see if it could support a turn 1 Ragavan. My gut says it absolutely does not. So there's that. So that would incline me not to do it. So then your other choices would be Nether Goyf. We definitely have enough spells, like, Artifact, Delirium, Synergy, like Nether Goyf seems like a perfect fit. Other choice being Tamiyo, the Tamiyo 1 Flipwalker. And we would have enough protection and incidental counter spells and use of her. Oh, we can't run Tamiyo, she's green. She's green. Okay, perfect. Goyf. That makes that decision very easy. I was rolling it around in my head thinking, why do none of these lists have Tamiyo? And they don't, because you can't play her in Brawl because she's a green identity card because the flip is green. Perfect. So we're gonna stick a Goyf in. And we can look at my side screen here. I have Maxwell set a side screen. We're going to stick Nether Goyf in. And we're going to think about what we're taking out. What are we removing for Nether Goyf? What are we removing for Nether Goyf? Grim Tutor stands out as a scary card to just have in the deck. I don't really care. What am I tutoring for? Obviously, you tutor for what you need. I'm just more thinking, there's not a combo deck. There's not one card in the deck I need at all times. Possibly Mystical Dispute, given that I probably don't need it against the one control deck in the league and the rest of them. Scattered Thoughts. It might just be Scattered Thoughts. It might be Spell Pierce. I can go down 1 Spell Pierce and go up 1 Goyf. I think Spell Pierce is exceptionally good card. Slightly greedy in terms of what it's hitting. It's not helping us against aggro decks anyway. Let's cut the Pierce. That seems crazy to me, but we'll We could cut strict serenade. Obviously, it's been good here, but typically it's very bad. So actually, that's what I'm gonna cut strict serenade. Bye bye strict serenade. Okay, I'm putting in Glyph in. I'll make that change after this game. So look at lands. This filling time thing is tough. It's tough. We're gonna keep talking though. We're gonna commit to it, and then I guess like if I ever do this, I can just cut out all this chatting. You know, maybe I should save this chatting then if I'm gonna cut it out. Maybe I should just chill and not worry too much about it. We're gonna, oh, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I need to turn off my Steam announcement stuff. Actually, so why? And we're back. Does this get blue? This might not get blue. This is funny. That's something I didn't consider. Something I didn't consider at all. And if I notice it gets blue. It doesn't, I was correct. Don't care about the belt. Okay, sorry, it's going to take me a second to get back into comedy. I had to, obviously had to, I went away there for a while, so. I think about what my game, we're back into the game now. How many counterspells does he have? We're going to attempt to collapse this first. Let's play around. We're going to attempt to collapse this first. I'm going to attempt to collapse it first because I would love to house meld it. And I would love him to counter this collapse, which hopefully he will.
You know
Nope.
what?
Okay.
Talk to my lab assistant if you want to be
We got rid of a sorcery speed spell. You're not going to have another surveil, dude. He made gate? He has gates. Okay, so we can't get his blue gate here. He has his blue gate, so he can't. He's to fetch an island here. Oh, steam vents. Okay, cool. Sync is a spell. Okay, yeah, hold on. I need to. Oh, yeah, really need to reset myself here. Think about what we're doing. Ugh. This is not an ideal end to a game, obviously, with the pausing in the middle. I'll probably just cut this. And we'll see. My turn. He's leaving all his lands up. I'm going to keep playing lands if I can. So he's worried about another bolus? I'm not in a rush. We have a clock. He doesn't have a clock. Playing bolus. Lose 5, 7. He's like Kenny mana versus my mana, right? I'm gonna bolus now, leaving Serenade up against him, burning 2 counter spells potentially out of his hand, and then house melding him. That's my thought process on this turn. Mainly because his in-laws have come over and he needs to finish the game as well. So that's, and then if I don't do anything, he's gonna memory deluge, which almost certainly wins in the game on the spot. So I'm gonna Strix this subtlety. Seems perfectly acceptable to me because he's hard cost it. You might have a counter spot for the Strix, but we'll see. I have to burn through the spells at some point. Archmage's Charm. Okay. Oh, he lets the Strix resolve. Okay. He wants to. Huh? iteration. Dismembered Leash is the scary thing that's winning in the game right now. As yeah, like I just realised as well as I was talking about it, he countered the Bolas to put the Bolas in my command zone with the Archmage's Charm. He could have countered the Strict Serenade and kept his Subtlety, but it would have put Bolas on hand, and he's afraid of Bolas being in hand and cheap enough that I can protect casting it, basically, which would have then killed his Subtlety. So that is correct. It does kind of let me know he doesn't have Lightning Bolt or something in hand, though. So I'm going to Sorin Ransom for a card. No. Whew. This is instant speed, so this is almost certainly incorrect. I'm not going to be playing well right now, unfortunately, because you came back into the game. And I'm trying to commentary and things like this. I should have thought through that turn a lot more, as I don't think I'm playing Ultimatum. I want the... Okay. And this is why I love Sorin's Ransom, right? I played this main phase so I could get a land drop. He's giving me 2 piles. Thoughtseize is -1 counterspell to me for his hand. So this is, to me, would be the ideal pile, which makes me think, what is in pile 1? Like, holy shit. But I'm going to take the guaranteed 2 spells that I want. Iteration. Okay, yeah, so he ordered that correct, I think. I think he knew I wanted a land and a spell, and he didn't want... Iteration is better than Thoughtseize in his mind. You know? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 1 land draw lets me see. He's gonna hiding stuff with Brain Surge, but sinking this is not good for me either. So we're just gonna accept this. It's fine. He's gonna hide 2 cards with Brain Surge, but he's also locking himself, so he without a fetch in play, so he can't hide. He has to hide good cards. So this Thoughtseize will hit something relevant to the matchup. So we'll see. It's interesting, but yeah, this is why I like Sorin's Ransom. It's one of the reasons I'm playing the deck. I've always loved this card. Any kind of card that gives you like a little mini game inside the game is always fun. I think it creates a lot of like fun play patterns and interactions with your opponent, and especially if you have a chance to chat with your opponent, like those are the best moments I think in Magic for me. Yeah, and I'm sure there's lots been written on the card of how to arrange piles and things like that, you know. We're gonna returning the Baleful Strix. Well, no point in sinking that, so that's yeah, okay. I'll be recasting that. And that's why he's returning it, right? He's returning it because he thinks all this is... He knows I would Thoughtseize the borrower, essentially. Okay, we're gonna take the Spell Snare, because if I don't take the Spell Snare, he's gonna counter my Baleful Strix. So, and we're gonna play Baleful Strix. That's an excellent draw. Would I be tempted to wash away this? Potentially. I don't think I need to worry about it though. Well, I will trade the Strix for this borrower every single time. Hopefully I'll be let. Beautiful. He's just looking to cast Memory Deluge. We'll be washing that Memory Deluge away. So Otawara gives me Cruel Ultimatum with sync back up. Sync doesn't stop the counter spell though, but it stops his Planeswalker return. He has one counter spell. Would I rather Bolas in play, or would I rather resolve Cruel Ultimatum? Bolas runs into his counter spell this turn, leaves 1 mana up for Wash Away. So I think we're still in a Bolas plan. We're going to run a meta counter spells with Bolas. We're going to win the game with Cruel Ultimatum. So this is the plan. And he might Memory Deluge here in response. It would be perfectly valid to Memory Deluge here in response. Leaving 4 mana available. Yep. And we're going to wash away Memory Deluge. And we're going to hope that's enough. Yes! Ugh! Anger of the Gods reads creature. So we're going to plus every time. This destroys this, puts it on 1. Is that better? Because I'm going to have to kill this creature at some point anyway. So let's just negative it. I mean, this goes 2 cards positive though. It's exiling a land. I refuse to believe that this isn't correct. Possibly it's not. But I'm going to Cruel Ultimatum him, so...
Let your weak
obviously, Cruel Ultimatum would have resolved and won me the game on the spot there, but the thought process was that he would have a counter spell available. And then I could wash away his commander, and Bolas gets to be cast again, and Cruel Ultimatum is still going to win me the game whenever I resolve it. So, okay, well, we got time temporal manipulation, guys. This is worst case scenario. We've been punished for not killing the creature. We've been punished for being greedy. Okay, that's the game. That is life. Okay.
time, Planeswalker.
The returns negate to his hand and he casts it again. Okay. Can we get a red black blood crypt possibly? Stay out of red. We don't want to keep shocking ourselves here. Second counter spell we lose, but we're out of the game anyway. Like if this gets to 8, we're done. So draw 2 cards and then draws a counter spell. Very much in trouble here. We're not losing. House Meld exists. We're gonna have 2 tries at killing the Ral next turn. Oh.
Time to choose. Always so exciting.
Got punished for the line we took there. That's okay. We're not playing the best this game. We were playing better before we took the break, you know. Chandra 6, Jesus, okay.
This war ends today.
Well, we're house smelling that instead, then that's far better for us. House smells till the end of your next turn. We're not house smelling anything, I guess. hoping he wash aways here. So that means he's no other kind of magic in hand.
They won't know what hit 'em.
Doesn't hit planeswalkers, and we found that out, I guess. Okay, cool, fantastic. So that is game. Doesn't hit planeswalkers. Okay, that's GG. How did I not realize this? Okay, this is oh, okay. We need to return Brawl. Molten Impact kills us. Chandra kills us. We're just dead. Okay. Okay. GG, well played. And we're going to go into the queue. We don't have any official games, anyone are officially around, so we're going to go back into the queue. We're not keeping this hand. Okay, so, sorry. So, Nicobolas, we're here. This is a Grixis control deck. It's fairly greedy by league standards. We're going to be giving it a go. Typically for these decks, you want to keep a hand with 3 lands no matter what. We have kept... This hand is one of the few you could consider keeping. Normally I just throw it away. No 3 lands. Don't worry about it. Lorien Revealed is a land, Dark Ritual is a land, Remand is a counterspell, Invert Polarity is a counterspell. Countering not going to be that potentially good. King Dust draws us with draw spell, Dark Ritual, Lorien Revealed. So we're going to keep this, we're going to Surveil away, and then not a land. And give it a go. And the only thing that's incentivizing me to try this hand out, like, I think even with Dark Ritual, even with Lorien Revealed, even with all this stuff, it would not be worth keeping this hand if he was anyway aggressive. But thankfully he's not, so. We have a red source. This deck doesn't play almost any red cards, so we'll be surveilling for a watery, an Undercity Sewers to get blue online. And then moving on with our life. Okay, we're pausing, scrying. No pausing, he does not have a 1 mana play. That isn't a counter. Undercity Sewers. Surveilling away, not a land. Whoa, I still think we're not... Well, Lorien Revealed is a land with 1, 2, 3, 4. We have turns on 3. Memory Lapse is good enough that I'm going to keep it up. That way I'll keep this. We drew the Blackwater Cliffs, this is the reason. I'm keeping this. We're going to move on with our life because there's a world where we're just memory lapsing, remanding, and cycling this on 3. Let's see how it goes. So I'm going to cling. We're going to cling to dust here. Let's put this down there. And a result, draw a card, and then we're going to cycle this for an island this turn as well. we're going to get ourselves... We want more black sources. I'd love to get untapped black. Like, do we need untapped black this turn? It does turn on invert polarity for untapped. I still think we just want to keep going with just being greedy with the lands. So let's just take the Xander's Lounge this turn. I don't need more red. Red turns on the black. Let's take the red. Take blue red. This gets us double pipped red and also turns that into that. We're more counter spells. We're very committed to counter spells, but I'm not gonna. This does Taya's commander, but I'm just gonna. It's very good in counterspell wars though. Okay, let's just commit to the. Let's commit to being control. Commit to being control. I end up in a bad spot here though because 3, 4, 5, 6. So I need 7 mana. So this is where the counterspell war comes in. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try Dark Ritual out my commander, and I'm going to Mystical Dispute the counterspell, and we're going to hope. This does run into an issue where if this doesn't succeed, he plays his commander next turn, which is less than good. So let's pass. Okay, I'm not willing to do that. Not willing to have it fail. And give him a commander. I can do it this turn if I draw land though. Okay, this turn I can do it and draw land because I can keep up more than one thing. Pathway should be black always. I feel like it should be black always, right? Black always. And then we Dark Ritual. Perfect. Mains Veto. That is a fantastic spell to use there for us because it means we don't have to worry about thinking about anything we're doing. We're not thinking about counterspell wars, not thinking about anything. That is a card he definitely should be keeping for far longer. So now 4, 7, we're missing a land drop, so we're going to brainstorm main phase to get a land drop. That is a land drop. Put back these 2 cards. And put Chandra on top. Play our top land. And say go. This is unfortunately a slower game. But we're here, this is what we're doing. Prismari command, discard 2 cards and a treasure. I can quite happily remand this, I think. Could draw 2, discard 2. Draw 2, discard 2. I want to keep my polarity. Let's remand this because he doesn't have the mana to cast it again. Let's remand this. It's a nice remand target. No lands means we're going to try this Fable. Try one out this Fable. We're just trying to get the counterspells out of his hand, essentially. Unfortunately, missing land drops means we can't do it with what we normally could do. I don't want him drawing Mystical Dispute again, or Invert Polarity again, so I'm going to dispute the polarity. And we're going to memory lapse it. It was almost certainly correct to do it the other way around. This is an unfamiliarity with blue. Blue being my least played colour by a rather wide margin. I don't play blue almost at all. So, Not the best by me. I think I should have just let him take the Fable there. We're going to discard 2. What do we want to discard here? Do we want the Chandra in the bin? I think Drown in the Loch is not going to be good this game. So let's get rid of these cards and land. 4. So let's play this as a land. Play Chandra. He might invert it. We're forced to invert his invert. We just pass here. We just pass. We don't want to invert his invert, and we can cling to dust now. We could dig through time on our own turn. Yeah, we're fine. They misplay with the mystical dispute. First time resolving that card, I forgot you could just pay for it. Fighting for this, fighting for this, fighting for this. I'd rather just hit my lands. Just hit my lands. If I invert here, he might invert. It might be a way to get invert out of his hand. Let's try to get invert out of his hand. Maybe, or he has maybe another kind of spell, but like, let's try to get invert out of his hand. Inverting my invert is really bad value for it, so I don't think it's worth another counter spell. I might be wrong. Absorb, wow, we're running absorb? Okay. Well, this lets me dig though. Okay. I'll brainstorm in here and memory lapse for Ting, Lorien, and Marsh Flats. But we want to land almost certainly, and we want a Tail's End almost certainly. Tail's End on the land. Okay, what land do we want? We want Bloodstained Mire is the most versatile. He is now tapped out, which I don't know if he considered. Which is good for us. Could have Tail's End that it was potentially worth it, but I don't think so, not just yet. Okay, so we get guaranteed Bolas off here. Guaranteed Bolas off here. Guaranteed Chandra. Guaranteed Bolas has to be better. We can have our own Bolas. Our own Bolas and holding Tail's End up is also very good though. But he's gonna have 5 and 3 for invert polarity to play this. Yeah, let's just play Commander.
The whole of the multiverse will bend to my will.
We're gonna minus.
Perish.
Just to get guaranteed value. The plusing obviously does have value. We want to draw cards. We want to discard that. It goes pretty far card advantage wise, but he fought over that Oracle, so let's just get it out of the game. You know. So we're gonna shields down. No Tail's End this turn. But we have a Bolas in play he has to remove. Which is relevant. He's going to play his Niv Mizzet this turn and hold Invert Polarity up, or he's going to remove Nicol Bolas. So we'll see what he decides to do. Target creature and opponent controls. Okay, that is not as not a... It's not playing Niv Mizzet with invert up, so that's fine. He's going to try and unlock the other side of the room. To unlock is a sorcery, so as Uro, I would love to Tails End this Uro. Okay. That's fine. We'll have a Cling to Dust available to us to play. So, and then this keeps invert polarity up on his side, which I guess he's afraid of. Like, it seems interesting. Exiling his entire graveyard while my Cling is down. Okay. Okay, go. So, Tails Ending my land drop? Oh, he's considering it. He has something. He has some form of interaction in his hand. He'd mouse something over. Tails End is not castable by him though. If he's on Stifle, he's a madman. He could be on Stifle with Uro, but I would like playing Uro does incentivize Stifle actually. Something to consider that he might be stifling. Do I want more? I do kind of just want more lands. Oh, this is an awful draw. Forced to exile something from his hand. The board wipe, okay. We're gonna just invert here. We're gonna Bolas here to remove the invert from his hand. So, are we gonna Domination first is the question. So, nothing in graveyard. 5, 9 lands. So we can Domination and we can hold up Strict Serenade. That seems excellent. So, let's Domination then. It's Bolas. Would he have gods? There's no way he has gods. He's just running World Tree for fixing. We'll discard the polarity. And when we vomit our life, we're going to hold up this Strict Serenade. Hold up the Strict Serenade, or hold up a Surveil. You're gonna have both? Yeah, back-to-back casting, that's fine. Couldn't stop that at all, so... I'd rather he's no mana to play the cards he's about to get. There you go, so he hit Rusco and he hit Fractured Identity. Well, we cannot let Fractured Identity resolve, so how do we stop that resolving? Not easily. Target creature or planeswalker card from a graveyard on the battlefield under your control. That's not good right now. Chandra doesn't do enough. So, he's going to get Fractured Identity. So do I just leave up the mana to flip this Bolas in case he fucks it up? Let's plus this. Let's plus.
You have no weakness I
Should have
cannot
Galvanic.
exploit.
Oh, I can. Okay, well, we can Chandra Galvanic this then. And he can get this if he wants. Yeah, we're gonna do this.
When people start screaming, I know I'm on track.
This is a card that's nerfed in Q, so getting any value from it's nice. So he plays Rusco, he plays Fractured Entity on his next turn, essentially. That's what he's going to do. He should never put this creature back in the graveyard, but, you know, such is life. 4 cards in graveyard currently, so let's hold up Cling to Dust. Well, I can't Tails End the Fracture's Identity, so I'm incentivized to Tails End this. It's not a legendary spell or a triggered ability, so does land drop give him Uro as well? 5. Oh, land drop. No, he's played land this turn. Hopefully, I'm really sure. Yeah, we resolve that. Send it back to my hands on.
I am one again.
You can't plus it. You can't plus Chandra to get Uro back. So you're gonna destroy that. That's fine. We're okay with this. We're perfectly okay with this. We're gonna get some sort of surveil land, hopefully. This is a bolt? Okay, it's fine. No surveil land. The Mystic Sanctuary. What does Mystic Sanctuary draw me? Mystic Sanctuary draws me Galvanic Discharge, which kills. Yeah. It's the guaranteed kill on the Bolas with this, or we take Dig. We'll just take Dig. Guaranteed kill on the Bolas, I think.
Your existence is pointless.
Okay, so this happens, no matter what, so let's just do this now. We're killing his Bolas. Then we have to think about this comes down next turn, or an Uro. We could deal with an Uro, so let's just do this. We could have to cling the Uro right eventually, but we don't have to do it yet. So let's just. He has to discard a land, yeah. We just keep doing it. Okay, there we go. Bolas in play. We got the win con. We're here, boys. Let's go. Let's see how it goes. So 10 lands. Yeah, I'm on top. So you played the commander. Did you play the card you're playing your deck for? You're looking for color pair. You're playing Explore over like Planar Genesis over Growth Spiral. Okay, yeah. So okay, what do you got? Rampage is obviously bad for us, right? Okay, perfect. Crassus, Dovin, okay. We're gonna decline this. Dovin, this, Crassus, this, yeah, decline. 6 and 5 is 11. Okay, no, we're not gonna. We're not going to. The reason I'm thinking about this is because you can exile it to Cling to Dust, right? This is the issue. But we didn't draw land, so. This is an interesting situation where.
Those who get in my way tend to regret it.
4 mana and 4 mana. So I'm 1 mana short. And then decling the Uro. Like, obviously discarding any of these cards is insane, but he's just going to discard the card I don't care about, so let's just sack the creature. And maybe he sends it to graveyard to exile to Uro, that'd be great. No, okay. So We're gonna just exile the arrow now in main phase as well. It doesn't matter to us too much about what's going on. We're just gonna take this arrow now. We might draw land. Galvanic, Delta, Tails End, Strict Serenade. Galvanic, Tails End can stay. These two. There's another guy from the deck, so the types do matter. So, obviously you don't get a card from that because it's an arrow. But look, here we are. He's gonna just play Crassus, yeah. So that just kills us. Oh, that's okay. That's an okay. No land. Lily doesn't get plussed here. I'd rather counter one spell guaranteed than toss the worst spell in his hand. So, and we can cling. Not with the wash away, but if he doesn't do anything or something weird. Yeah, I just don't care enough about this. And you just need to counter the one thing that wins in the game here, so. I think we can fairly safely dip after this turn. And then move on. So. What to do? Okay, yeah, creature control, top for mana, that's just game. I think it's greedy. Game, yeah, okay. We can go to next. So, we're gonna play another Q game. So, I don't know how much of these games are going to be keeping, but I'm going to try give like individual commentary to the games as I go. I think that would probably be better. Cut out a portion of these, maybe with like some talks with the deck at the start. I want to put Koif in. So we'll see how, once the game starts, we're going to be playing. Let's see anyone. Culver. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be cutting all this. Swerve. Who's Swerve? Start moving some of these people from our friends list. this is messaging desperation. Some actual games in, not in queue. We'll get back to the queue in a second. I'm gonna stop the recording here actually. So you're gonna need to cut stuff.